This podcast is part of the Listen Frederick Podcast Network. To learn more, visit listenfrederick.com.
What's up, everybody? It's episode 106 of Beers in the Lot. It's still August, so there's not a whole lot of hockey going on right now, but don't worry, me and the guys had plenty to talk about. Like the post-career exploits of a former NHL player. Spoiler alert. Like we always say, everyone ends up in beer league. And we briefly talked about World Junior Championships, and then we talked about the importance of planning your stops when you go on hockey trips, specifically the culinary stops, and Riggs shares his secret to finding the best wings. So here we go.
Sick pour, bros. Danny, what are you drinking this evening?
So tonight I have a very hazy with 3 H's and 3 Y's from Treehouse Brewing.
So hazy.
Yeah.
All the haze.
All the haze.
What do you got tonight, Aaron?
I have, courtesy of our buddy Gooner, from Blue Point Brewing, a toasted lager. This is a Long Island style lager. First taste, this is delicious. This is really good. Thank you, Gooner.
So you didn't drink both of yours last week?
No, I didn't drink both of mine last week.
Interesting.
I saved one. Unlike probably both of you guys last week.
Correct.
Yep.
Well. What are you drinking, Johnny?
So from Devil's Backbone, I am drinking an orange smash.
Smash.
It's a cocktail. It's ready
How
to
are
drink.
they, by the way?
Real vodka. I like this.
Yeah.
Like, I like the orange smash. This is good. So right out of the can. Hell yeah.
I've almost gotten that a few times.
It's not bad.
Just haven't done it. It was like, oh, a cocktail. I was like, I don't know. I probably want a beer. Yeah.
Yeah. Riggs and I have had some of the canned cocktails. They're not bad.
Yeah, we had a few at a Nats game once.
Yeah, a few.
Just a few.
A few.
Yeah. Now I know you're lying.
Yeah, Zim dog. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'll say about that. Riggs, what are you drinking? Zim dog.
I have Sea Heathen Oceanside Pilsner from Burley Oak Brewing in Berlin, Maryland.
Nice.
Berlin, Maryland.
Nice
Maryland.
Eastern Shore
That's right.
beer. Yeah. Actually, my parents were living in Berlin when I was born, so it's kind of like the hometown beer. Kind of cool.
It is.
It's good. Has
A lot of crusty sea captains out there too.
yeah, a lot of sea heathens, just like the
Yeah.
name of the beer.
Exactly.
Salty dogs.
Yeah, salty dogs.
It says it has fresh key lime in it, so it's like a pilsner with a little bit of lime in it. It's good.
That's what
Refreshing.
Berlin's known for, lime.
Something was brought to my attention today by our field reporter / friend of the pod, Ross.
In the
If
field
you go to-
correspondent.
If you go to Dave Steckel's Wikipedia page and scroll all the way down to the bottom of his stats list,
Yeah.
the last 2 stats are from 2021 and 21-22 Columbus Adult League C level.
What?
Oh my gosh.
So I don't know if somebody just wrote that in there
Does
or
it have,
not, but
Does it have 90% on face-offs?
we might need a
Right.
confirmation from somebody in the Columbus area. But
This is
I
saying
thought that was
that he
pretty
got
silly.
47 points in 23 games.
Seems kind of low.
That
Yeah, it
does go
does.
for a
It does.
C-level adult league.
I know guys that did not play in the NHL that get way more
Way
points
more.
in C League than that.
Actually, you know what? I'm kind of mad at Wikipedia because I pulled it up. It has his NHL totals, his AHL totals, his Dell League totals, which is the
But
German Pro
not-
League.
Yeah.
No, the sea level in the Columbus
That's important too.
Football Hockey League. I want to know.
What are his
People
total
want to
points?
know.
I don't
It
want to have
kind
to
of-
do that math. There's 2 seasons there.
It kind of comes back to what we've always been saying. It always comes back
You
to
always
adult
end up,
league.
everybody ends up in beer
The
league.
beer league. Yeah.
I actually told the kids team that I coached that this weekend at mini camp. We had a little team meeting thing and, introduce ourselves as coaches and the whole deal. And we usually give like a 30-second like background, like, oh, I started skating when I was 12 and I played this and I played here and it didn't work out and I ended up in the beer leagues. And that's what every coach says, right?
Right.
There was one kid who actually said, "Do you play in Old Fat Bald Guys?" And I didn't know that he knew what OFBG was because he's like not a kid that I haven't met until this year. So I was like, "Yes, actually, I do," and everybody had a chuckle. So it was good.
That's funny.
Actually,
But now you could go back to them and be like, so
Yeah,
I
who
did some more
else?
further research
Yeah.
and see this picture of Dave Steckel? Yeah, this guy right here with the Caps
Beer league.
jersey on.
You,
All right.
you
He's
know
in
what's
beer
funny?
league now.
this tells you all you need to know about the Dave Steckel Wikipedia page. So it goes on, he signed as a free agent with the Caps in 2005, yada, yada, yada. Steckel proved himself to be a valuable commodity to the Capitals. He often centered the third line and was called on as a key member of the penalty kill. Steckel also proved himself very effective at faceoffs. Like, I'm glad what we've been saying for years is approved and like understood by the hockey community very well. So
Funny thing.
thank God.
Funny thing about his beer league stats there, though, for all of his other teams, like there's another column next to his regular season totals, but there are no entries for the playoffs in his beer league.
Oh.
2 seasons, 2 missed playoffs.
Oh, man.
Poor Dave Steckel.
That's not a good look.
Aaron, it was a really stacked year those 2 years. They brought in ringers
They brought his fingers on
from the
team.
from the B League. From the B League.
B
They see.
League.
Like you have to understand. Like they had a lot of ringers like in that Columbus Sea. I've heard rumors. So like, come on.
Some sandbagging there for
Yeah,
sure.
there's a lot of sandbag. Actually, the funniest part, he probably just did it to like skate and stuff, nothing bad. But can you imagine like I'm just thinking of how I would react if we like beat that team. Like, your team sucks, you have an ex-NHLer and you can't even beat us, you losers. Like, do stuff like that. Like, God. Or like imagine if someone beat him on a face-off. Loser. Like just like
Oh, he just goes off, just nuclear, just freaking just tears up the locker room. I can't believe I lost the face off.
fucking embarrassing. It was horrible.
I think this might be legit, y'all. I just
Oh,
I googled
Aaron's on
Dave
it.
Steckel, adult league C level, and he's played in a C league and in a Wednesday C league and a Monday B league with
That's wild.
with numerous seasons over the course of like it looks like since
He-
2019.
So, Johnny, did you have his hockey DB up or something?
I can pull it up very quickly. Yeah.
Didn't he play at Ohio State? Isn't he
I
out of
believe
Ohio State?
Oh,
Yes.
interesting stat
He's
here.
an American.
Yeah.
In
Ohio
one of
State.
his leagues, he has at least one game worth of goalie stats.
Oh, look at that.
Plays all positions.
Yeah, he was also a national team development guy too.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, he's from West Bend, Wisconsin, but probably because he enjoyed his time at Ohio State.
Yeah. So he's back home at Ohio State or wherever. And
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. I dig
Nothing
it.
wrong with that.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah.
This is cool though. See, yeah, he's got like multiple seasons. Fall, winter, summer. throughout 2019 and up to 2022.
Maybe add like, I mean, my honest opinion on it. I know we're bagging on him, but maybe he had like some buddies or something, and they're like,
I'm sure he
dude,
did, yeah.
do you know how fun it would be if you come out and just do it? And I bet you he like just played D, took shots from center ice,
absolutely,
and like just passed pucks.
Probably bench beers.
Yeah, drank 100 beers.
Yeah,
And like,
maybe we're gonna have to pull the live barn feed from this at some point. We're gonna That'd be so funny.
Okay, we got more complete stats here. 83 games played, 212 points, 120 of which are assists.
Yeah, he's just going out there for
Yeah,
he's just saucing it.
He's just
he's
fooling
gonna have
around.
some fun. Yeah.
that's
But it also
great.
kind of makes you wonder, like, I have nothing against anyone that plays any level of hockey.
No,
in a
not
bad
at
way.
all.
But it has to be like he has friends that play at that level, because why wouldn't he just play A? Because I'm sure he could do just fine at A, right?
I assume so.
I bet there's like there's probably a Ohio State alumni / ex-pro, midnight league or Thursday night league or whatever, like they have around here. Like,
And maybe it just says C because it has something to do with like the rink, or it may not be C level.
Well, I'm
Nope,
looking at
it's
some
C.
of these teams.
Sorry.
It's definitely C level. The team leaders on some of these teams, like some of the season teams or whatever, I don't know any of these names. None of them at all. It's then there's David Steckel.
You're not plugged in, Aaron. You're not plugged into the adult hockey associations in Ohio. What are you doing? what are you doing? You're not plugged in. You don't know any of those names. Joe Smith's a big deal, man. Actually, hey Dave, we'll come to Ohio. We want to play on your C League team.
Yeah,
Come on,
we'll
bro.
sub. We'll sub.
Yeah,
in.
we'll sub.
Sub
Come on.
for sure.
We'll bring
If you need-
beer.
If you need skaters, yeah,
We'll bring beer.
we'll bring beer. Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Or I don't know what our CBus ratings are, but if anybody's in Columbus
Yeah.
Yeah, please
can,
let us know.
and could get us an in with one David Steckel C League All-Star, that would be awesome.
Hey,
Looks like
hey,
he plays at Chiller
that's an
Ice Works?
association. That's an association of
okay.
ranks.
All right.
It's like
Chiller. There's like multiple facilities here. Ohio Health Ice House, Chiller Ice Works,
so I
Chiller
think the
Easton.
Ohio Health House. I think that's the practice rank. I think
Oh,
for
there you go.
Columbus, which is attached to. Is it still Nationwide Arena?
I think it's still nationwide. It's
So
the one
it's
with
attached to that.
it's the one with the cannon. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I refer to
The one where Johnny Hockey is going to hear it the entire season, which is dope.
it.
One of the team names here is U43.
Oh, what?
I like that.
That's awesome.
They're playing U43 hockey.
Well,
I
that
like
tells
that.
you how old the oldest person is. There you go.
We're in.
Yeah, I mean, I'm under 43. until-
What if like the Columbus Chiller Rink C League is like the fucking Iron League? Like it's brutal. Just go get the pants knocked off of us.
prison rules?
Yeah.
There's
It's
like
like
fights every game.
It's like the Minnesota Penile League. Yeah. Oh,
Penile?
No,
Penal?
I think you meant
Penal.
penal.
sorry.
Whoops.
Man, these are really strong.
Smash.
Did Yins watch any of the World Junior Final?
Nope.
No. Did you?
Yeah. No, totally didn't. You're right. Yeah. No, my only thing is like, screw Canada. Screw them. Like, I hate Canada. I am happy because I said pre-tournament when we joked about it. I was like, oh, Finland, I think. So I'm glad
Yeah.
they got
Yeah.
to OT. Finland and Sweden had very strong teams, but of course, Finland and Sweden had to play in the semifinals. So whatever.
Yeah.
But my only like, I guess takeaway from World Junior, because it was like weird because like the attendance was dog shit. If you're a Team USA guy, like I'm kind of like sick of like when it's in Western Canada, Team USA plays all the 10:30 games. Like that's an intentional scheduling thing, and I understand they want Canada on primetime because that's like, they want it in terms of primetime viewership, but like screw off Hockey Canada. I'm done with this shit. Like it's stupid. Like when USA hosts it in the States and even overseas, like they usually kind of change it up, but like USA, every game is at 10:30, and maybe that's like a double IHF thing, but like screw off Hockey Canada. But my three big takeaways from the tournament is like, and this is just me, Connor Bedard, he's sick. He's already better than Shane Wright. He's above and beyond. Like the way that kid plays, his hockey sense, it's such an elite level. For Team USA, Logan Cooley looked great, even though he's hurt. Hughes looked amazing. He was hampered also too in their game, but Kyle Dubas looks like a freaking genius for not trading Matthew Nyes, because he was getting a lot of heat about that. Like, to get a goalie, you got to throw in Nyes, and he's like, no, I don't want to do it. And I thought he had a great tournament. So I think that's awesome. And Ottawa had a really good showing for their prospects. So good for them. Ottawa seems to be going in the right direction. And, we kind of say when another Canadian team with a little bit of history does better, it's better for the entire NHL. So good on
them. Are you
them.
going to not talk about Mason McTavish?
No, screw him. Like, whatever. He's Team Canada.
We talked about Bedard.
I like him.
What do you have against Mason McTavish?
Mason McTavish had a really...
Every time I saw highlights, it was of him.
And yeah, Bedard also set him up for quite a few of those. So weird.
Yeah, McTavish also saved the OT.
Yeah, he did. Bedard's stick was there too. So, people forget. Bedard's
stick didn't block it on the goal line, no.
Yeah,
it was in the same arena, but
no. All right. So here's the other thing that kind of irked me. Like, in every interview I watched, and I watched quite a few of them, from the round robin to the quarters to the semis to the even the finals and afterwards, all the Canadian kids had horrible mustaches or mullets, and they had this like air of like superiority for whatever reason. And like,
they're champions.
No, it was even before that. And it like kind of irked me, because I'm like, and I don't want to get into the entire Hockey Canada thing. Like I almost wanted to go like, you guys should try and be the most charismatic people in the history of the world right now. But you guys are coming off like dinks. And for whatever reason, like, there's a reason why when you guys play, there wasn't anybody there until your gold medal game. There was a reason.
Well, that's not because of those kids.
I understand that. But like, that's what I'm saying. You guys are ambassadors when you wear that sweater. When they come off like dinks in the interview, it turns me off even more to Hockey Canada than I already have been for my entire life. But Women's Worlds is coming up. Hell yeah. Go Team USA. We got it.
Yeah, it's this week, right?
Yeah. So, and it's cool because like Hockey Canada and Team USA, they're both in this pivot point. There's like a lot of new faces, but also some of the, stalwarts that we all know and love. Essentially, for a lot of hockey girls and women, the last couple of years, especially with the Olympics and other world championships, they've grown up with. So this is great. Good. I'm glad. We need some positivity. Let's go.
Bring a win home for the United States. It's not too much to ask, right?
Yeah. Blame Canada. Yeah, man.
What else is going on? Anything interesting you guys can think of? Somebody got signed, didn't they? Didn't somebody get signed like in the last couple days? Big deal signing? Or was that Kadri last week?
Nazem Kadri?
Kadri finally signed, yeah.
He was last week though, right? Did we talk about him last week? I forget.
No, because it happened the next day.
Oh, that's why. That's why. That'd do it. We are Illuminati, but we don't have like that kind of foresight.
No, it's
that
hard.
Kind of clairvoyance.
It's hard when you only release once a week.
It's hard. It's hard to see that close ahead.
Our powers for Illuminati do not go to free agency signings.
No,
it doesn't extend. Maybe a little bit.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
Maybe a little bit. Good for Naz.
Yeah, I mean, he gets paid. He has to live in Calgary for a little while, but whatever.
Oh my gosh, come on. Enough of this slander. Brad Treliving is going to come to your house and punch you just right in the stomach.
I mean,
Would
you
you want to
there?
live in Calgary?
All right, like, you know, I want to visit there once, like
Yeah.
just to go to a game. I don't want to like
I don't think I want to live there. I don't want to
Live
winter
there.
there.
It's like I
Right.
need Airbnb for like 4 hours. I didn't even need it for the full stay.
right, like we were talking about it last night. Like it would be cool to make a Western, swing.
Yeah.
Like do Winnipeg, Edmonton, Calgary, Vancouver.
Yeah, one of
right?
the guys was talking about how he wanted to do that like in retirement and like
Yeah,
do a trip, just do that whole thing.
But like now, Kadri's got to live there for 7 years.
And I would hope, like I would really hope, like I mean, we joke about it because he also nixed the trade there initially, and he said, he had to come back and not Benny, but he did to say like I wanted to stay in Toronto and it had nothing to do with Calgary, which I think it probably was, but like
I think it was more about leverage. Like
probably
he would have more leverage now, going there. So
well, I mean, the only thing that like kind of sucks is like so Johnny Hockey's gone, Monahan's
gone,
and Kachuk's gone.
Yeah. So Kadri's the guy.
Exactly. And that's the only, I'm not saying bad thing for Naz because I do like him. I like his style. And it definitely is like a Western Conference style of play. Like a little rough, getting gritty, can score. But like he's never been the number one guy.
I think he's concerned about that. He just won a cup. His stock is as high as it's ever been. This is his chance to cash in. That's what I think
right.
this
On-ice
is.
production means shit. You're right.
I mean, no,
At this point.
he's a big deal. He's a good player, but this is his chance to make a lot of money. So it kind of makes sense for him to hold out, wait until he gets a couple offers and sign at the highest one, wherever that may be. Maybe he didn't ever want to go to Calgary, but they're the ones who want to pay him the most. I mean, if he's going to make a boatload of money in his career, now is absolutely the time to cash in on all that. So I don't know. It's a sensible move to me from that standpoint alone. I mean, like you said, he might not be a number one guy. He might not be able to be the guy for Calgary, but maybe he can too. Maybe he can go up there, make a boatload of money, and put the team on his back. So who knows?
So the other thing to remember is they got Huberdeau, which
Huberdeau.
I think is huge.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And they're kind of changing their style, I think. Like the mix of players that they had before Tkachuk and Gaudreau and Monahan left was kind of weird. Now I think it's more like solidified. I think like they have a strategy and they're going in a direction. Kadri's going to provide that edge, but also the scoring ability. And Huberdeau obviously he'll be the number one points guy on that roster. He should be, and so
for his contract extension at $10.5 million a year, he should be the number one.
but he's he's 100-point guy, right? So like, it makes sense, So and they were no slouch last season. I mean,
no, they were a good team. I actually wanted them to come out of the West.
And so I think now maybe they've upgraded in their point production. I think Gaudreau hurts them a lot, but I think they've upgraded in point production, and I think it gives them a better chance.
The only thing that kind of sucks is like I like Sean Monahan, and I know like that hip surgery really hampered him.
Yeah.
So like I know he went to Montreal essentially so they could sign Naz. But like it's kind of interesting, like Calgary now, I mean, you don't have like let's do air quotes, face of the franchise. It was Jonny and Kachuk and Sean. Now it's not. So you have Naz, Hubie, and Daryl, big Daryl behind the bench.
Yeah.
And as goofy as it is, like I like Daryl. I think he's a great coach. He has a shelf life. So maybe this is Brad kind of trying to surround Daryl with enough help up front to like maximize his shelf life, if that makes sense. But like Markstrom's our goalie. He's a damn good goalie. Their defensive core is still fine. And in that Western Conference, like I think Edmonton's improved, yes, but like they still have issues, right?
Yeah.
So like I like Jack Campbell. I hope he solves a lot of those issues, but like they still have issues. And then Vancouver's in kind of a weird hole, kind of where they're at, because initially we thought they were, you know, ahead of the curve. It looked like last year they were behind the curve again. So you don't 100% know what's going to go with them. You have LA and San Jose still in that conference or division. Sorry. So like they could still easily be top or two in that division. You think Arizona is going to do anything?
Oh,
Like, come on, like get out of
come
here,
on, man.
So like Vegas, I mean, Vegas is the only other wild card where they're healthy.
Yeah,
That's the
but
biggest thing with Vegas.
They got considerably shittier.
Yep.
Yeah. Because I think Logan Thompson is an NHL goalie, but I think he needs to be backup minutes at this point, not a starter. Oh yeah, he's your starting goalie night one because Robin Leonard has a hip injury now. Like, well, yeah. If you're Vegas, by the way, WTF? Like, what the fuck? Like, gosh, so frustrating. So frustrating. But
They're just giving away players.
well, and that's the thing that's kind of
For nothing.
aggravating. It's like they started off so strong and then they kind of made some moves to get ahead and they were trending in such a good direction. And then it almost seems like Bill Foley, the owner, just like Jerry Jones did or Dan Snyder did, whatever you want to call it, and just got his grubby little paws in there and started telling them to do stuff and not listening to the hockey people. And now they're in the situation where, yeah, they had to give away patches for like drinks at the bar the next time they have GM meetings.
Future consideration.
Yeah, it's like that's what I'm saying. Like, it's one thing if it was like, you know, an AHL guy, you need to clear some contracts because NHL does have max contracts. That's one thing.
Yeah, yeah.
You're getting rid of like Max Pacioretty, a great American hockey player. Yeah, he's American. Like a guy who always is going to score 20 goals in the league, like every year. It's not even a question. Well, maybe this year he's not in Carolina because he unfortunately got injured, but you know, that's the thing that's like sucks. You're just getting rid of guys to get rid of guys. It's not even hockey trades at this point.
Nope.
Yeah. The ghosts of players past.
That's right.
What it is. That's what it is. But it was kind of scathing when Patches went to Carolina. He did an interview for The Athletic. And they kind of asked him like very briefly about the culture. And he had like a very cryptic message of like, yeah, out of all the teams I've been with, which, oh, by the way, you were in Montreal and then Vegas, like teams, like air quotes teams. Like, he's like, yeah, there was like a weird sense of accountability, meaning there's none. And then like, it was just weird with the coaching staff and whatnot. Like that, like an NHL team, it almost sounds very Mickey Mouse. Like, Danny, don't you want your NHL team to have accountability? Be a stalwart?
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly. We want to sign aging centers constantly.
Sign
Aging
Shea
defensemen.
Weber or trade for Shea Weber.
I was actually talking about like Letang, Jeff Carter.
Oh, it was
I was making a Pens dig.
Hey, Jeff Carter had a good year.
He had a good year.
I like
I like
JC,
Jeff
man,
Carter.
but come on. I like Jeff Carter, but like, I don't know. I just, whatever. Yeah, I'm a bigger proponent of peeling the Band-Aid now. And like, I guess Ronnie Hextall and Brian Burke.
That's what
they don't
Vegas
wanna
is
do it.
doing. They're peeling Band-Aids.
No, Vegas. No. Vegas is causing
peeling-
wounds. Vegas is causing wounds.
Well, you know, They have a wound. They put a Band-Aid on it and then immediately take it off because players aren't even lasting like a year there.
Yeah, they put another wound on top of that wound.
They
Just
had a
make the
wound
bigger.
put a Band-Aid on there, ripped it off, and then cut
It's
the
like-
wound more.
Wound-
It's like in,
poison out.
it's like in Ricky Bobby when he stabs himself with a knife
Yeah.
and they start trying to pry it out with other
We'll
knives.
use this knife to pry the other.
That's exactly. Thank you, Riggs. That's exactly what it is. And then maybe in 3 years, if they like figure it out, it'll after he pulls the knife out. It's a miracle. I've been healed. I can walk. You know, that's exactly what it's gonna be. You know? Ugh.
No, he needs to know. He's always crying.
No, he's always crying. Yeah, the best part about that entire scene, like before that, was when Cal Naughton Jr. when he goes, "Oh no, it's entirely psychosomatic. He can walk." He goes, "Oh, so he can start fires with his mind."
Yeah.
And he goes like, "No, he
No.
goes, that happens all the time. Read a goddamn comic book, man." Like that was the best part. Like, good old Cal Naughton Jr. Best. Riggs, I have to ask you because I haven't done it for a while. Are you excited now that coaching and everything has started back up? Are you like, you got the juices flowing? How you feeling about it?
So I mentioned it earlier, but we had our mini camp for our club this last weekend. So spent about 10 hours at the rink on Saturday. A couple ice sessions, some off ice workouts, some football and soccer and like some other stuff going on, team meetings, trying to get everybody together. And then the organization also does, then the second day we get another bit of ice and another dry land and meeting opportunity, but then they have like a cookout barbecue thing for the whole club, so everybody gets together and hangs out. So that kind of like gets you excited and looking forward to what we're going to be doing. So yeah, I'm at that point in the year where I'm definitely looking forward to the schedule getting started, but it's the same cycle every year. You and I talk about this all the time, right? It's you get to like July and August and you're like really looking forward to the season starting, and things are starting to get going. We've been on the ice the last 2 weeks already, so we're already into it. We'll have some preseason games coming up in September or whatever, and then we'll have our regular season and first tournament coming up in October. And then we get into that flow, and you get to the holidays and there's a little break, and you come back at the turn of the new year, and then you start counting the days until the end of the season.
Turns into a slog.
It happens every season. You get to the new year and you get into January, and it's like, okay, we only have 7 weeks left. There's only
Just got to make it through 7
there's
more.
only however many practices left, right? There's 14 practices left. Like you start counting down, right? And like, so because it's a long season, right? We're starting in August and it goes until March.
Mhm.
Too long.
Holy shit, man, it's so long. 7 months.
That's a Premier League schedule.
Yeah. I mean, it's like a pro, like, so yeah, right now I'm like, yeah, let's go. Like I've been
Initial excitement. Yeah.
I've been digging up all these ideas for drills and practice plans and stuff, and we've been talking a lot about how we want to play this year, and strategically and tactically, and like how does that translate into what we need to do in practice, and like all this kind of stuff. So yeah, right now it's like the motivation level is super high, the excitement level is super high. Can't wait to get going. So ask me again whenever we record in between Christmas and New Year's, and then
Yeah.
it might be a different answer.
Yeah. Deal. Yeah, because it was funny. Like I was looking at some stuff on like Instagram, and you see all that stuff, and I kind of was like, oh man, I remember that. And then like for like 2 seconds, I was like, man, and then I was like, no, I really enjoy like my weekends, like my weeknights.
My
the
money.
last couple days, we were locking down on like when we go away, right? So we're gonna do like a local a local tournament to start in October, and then we're gonna go away the first weekend in November to Buffalo. And I was like, oh cool, Buffalo, right? Like I haven't been up there yet. And so what I always do when I travel is I'll go look for like where are the spots, like obviously, okay, Buffalo wins, right? But like who cares about that? Tell me like what are the local spots, like not fucking Anchor Bar. Like we have a stupid Anchor Bar franchise here. Like I don't give a shit about that.
That place sucks.
Like,
Yeah.
like, and okay, yeah, the original ones there, I get it, but like, where's the like local spots that are like really good? Where are the like good breweries? That kind of stuff. So I start making a list. The notes app on your phone or whatever. I'll make a list on there.
Usually for local, you want to find a dive bar. Like that's always the best.
Yeah, it depends on schedule and everything too. So what I'll have is like I'll have a list of like half a dozen to a dozen places that I just there's breakfast spots, there's lunch spots, there's dinner spots, there's nighttime spots.
You gonna jump through a table while you're up there?
If the Bills are in town.
Yeah.
Well, so here's the thing that sucked though. So we were trying to figure out tournaments, and Buffalo and Pittsburgh came up. The weekends for each of those, the pro teams aren't in town. Pens are in town. Sabres aren't in town. So we're going to Buffalo. Sabres are in town. I was like, all right, we'll just figure out something else to do on Saturday night. But, so like I look at it as opportunity to like go to these different places and hang out and see some of the local stuff. It's the same thing we do when we would go to Johnstown. You go to the Coney Island, you go to Asiago's, you go to Scott's, get the local flavor,
Eat, drink.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all that matters.
It's cool.
Yeah.
We're doing that.
Franklin's, even though we did that once.
That place was awesome.
It was awesome. We always talk about how great it was, and we've never gone back.
Yeah, those places are awesome.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the year, the whole club, all the age groups are going to Charlotte, North Carolina.
Oh, nice.
So,
fun.
Caniac's friends.
some recommendations.
I've been to Charlotte before, but when I was going down there, I was going to the NASCAR race, and then hanging out on the lake there, Lake Norman, which is near where a lot of the like NASCAR race car shops are at. So that's when I was in that phase.
Praise hell, praise Dale.
Yeah. So I haven't like spent a lot of time in Charlotte proper. So yeah, any recommendations would be welcome.
Good barbecue down there.
Absolutely. I mean that's obviously, right? Like Carolina. Of course. So, yeah.
Decent golf in the Carolinas too.
So funny you should say that. The rinks in the hotels are like surrounded by golf courses.
Oh, naturally,
So,
yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. Yeah,
But we're going in like February, so I don't know if stuff
depending
will
on the
be-
weather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when you go to Buffalo, you got to see the falls. Have you said you haven't been to Buffalo? Have you ever seen the falls?
No, I haven't been up that way. I haven't been up to that part of the
see
country.
the falls.
Yeah, so we were
Definitely see the
talking
falls.
about making sure passports are squared away and all that kind of stuff, so we could
Oh
go.
yeah, it's better. Yeah, it's better on the
other
Canadian side.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
So
If you can, ride the Maid of the Mist. It's absolutely an experience that you'll never ever forget. It's
Right on.
incredible. Yeah,
yeah.
Flo has Timmy's.
it's worth the money.
Well, that's the thing. Like I just
Yeah, there's Timmy's over there on the Canadian side.
well,
No,
probably
on the
on
American
There's
side.
probably in
American
Buffalo
side,
too, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
and definitely there's going to be some blues and blue lights. So
Yeah, you're good, man. You're good. Just tell everybody you hate Jack Eichel, and they will embrace you as one of their own. I'm sure.
Hey.
Huh.
I wouldn't even worry about wings when you're up there, you know? Like
I'm not.
I wouldn't make it a point to get wings anywhere in particular. Like definitely not. Cause like, yeah, sure they do it up there. Like, oh, it's Buffalo wings.
Yeah.
Everywhere else has gotten better at it than Buffalo, if you ask me.
Toppings wings are like
Yeah,
there.
everything
Toppings
is
makes
like
good
Buffalo
wings.
wings. Like it's not really
Yeah.
going to be any different. Like we were talking about wings in the lot last week or last night. Yeah.
Conversation we had last night. If you want really good buffalo wings, you order from your local Italian joint.
Yep.
So there's a couple
Mhm.
places right around the corner from me that they have phenomenal wings. They get big meaty wings, you know. They're not these little fucking
Dicks.
B-dubs.
Yeah.
Fucking B-dubs with their
Yeah.
skin and bones wings.
Yeah.
No,
Little
it's,
bitch-ass
these are
wings.
like big
Oh, yeah.
wings, and then they
Meaty fuckers.
actually fry them like they
Big meaty bastards.
Yes.
big
Yeah.
meaty bastards.
Meaty
Yeah,
bastard.
those big meaty bastards. It's like Rick said,
They
corporate establishment. Big Wing is trying to shut all the little guys down. It's bullshit.
no, and that's what I'm saying. You
Big
get the
wing.
local Italian joints, man. They have the best wings. They use the real sauces, like the
And
real
they have
shit.
they have that
Like-
big like metal bowl that
that
they toss them in.
you know.
Yeah, that's how you do
Oh
it.
man, they're so good.
I'm
So
actually
good.
like in a goofy way as a gentleman who's looking to purchase a home in the coming months. Like I've been looking at more and more like two things of like in the algorithm of YouTube. It's like certain things in terms of DIY, like bathroom fixes and this and that, you know,
Yeah.
to do upgrades and stuff. The other thing has been like various barbecue shit to do,
Yes.
like wings and brisket and all this other stuff. Because I'm like,
Yes.
guess what I'm doing on Saturday and Sunday? I'm not doing any home
Cooking some
projects.
fucking
This is what I'm
food.
doing.
Dude,
This one.
my
Yeah.
recommendations on YouTube are basically stand-up comedy and how to cook stuff over open flames.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's it.
Exactly.
Because that's all I watch.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Episode 106. Thank you, everybody, for your listen. As always, we appreciate any support we get. Make sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and all social media so you can see John's memes this week. And join up the Discord at beersandthelot.com/Discord. Join in the conversation. Come talk to us. Also, if any former professional players happen to be in the Washington area and either want to sub for a beer league team or need some subs for theirs, get in contact. You know, we'll just touch base. All right, everybody. We'll see you next week for episode 107.